Yeah, recording. Only a few, only a few. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 1,000 subscriber special. Let me know if the music is too loud. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music on, just for a little background noise. But yeah, we were supposed to be doing this for 1,000 subscribers over here on my channel, and there's everyone's numbers are not displayed right now, so we'll roll for a random number for the giveaway at the end of the stream. So we'll be announcing the winner in the description of the upload and on the Discord, and I'll try to get in contact with them, and then they have a couple days to claim it. Welcome, everybody. So, like I was saying, this was supposed to be a 1,000 subscriber special, but we've gone through and gotten quite a few more subscribers. I think we're sitting at like 6.7k now, so this is the 6.7k subscriber special. Yeah, I know. I do look pretty different. I was kind of freaking out. I was like, oh no, I changed my look. Oh shucks, I forgot to do a question. Well, good luck. Welcome, Eduardo. You can go ahead and submit a question right now. Submit a question and guess a number between 1 and 1,000. Whoever gets the number closest will win the giveaway. But yeah, and then after this, we're gonna be doing some Shattered Pixel Dungeon Ascension climbing. Older and younger at the same time. Appreciate that. I appreciate 50% of that. What is this program called? This is Notepad++. Welcome to the chat, SFG. But yeah, I use Notepad++ for everything. It's like a free open source text editor. It's very powerful. I would highly recommend it. Where's my beer? Look a lot older than younger. My arrival has been noticed. Welcome, Blaze. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're doing the Q&A / giveaway today, so I hope that you guys are ready. Bear. Bears beats in Battlestar Galactica, or whatever they say. I'm super excited that everybody's here. Alright, without further ado, perhaps we should just start it. Like I said, if you get here and you want to ask a question, ask away. If you want to guess a number, guess away. We don't have very many entries for the giveaway, so there's a pretty high chance of someone being the winner. These are all the questions that were submitted for the questions and answers I was mentioning on the YouTube post and in the Discord. Feel free to ask a question. If I was thinking, I would have made a chat command. But you know how me and chat commands, we don't really get along, honestly. Hey Dom, welcome. What's my real name? My real name is a secret. I'm like Dream. I reveal my identity. 5 to 8 questions. Yeah, there was a 5 to 8 question limit. We're gonna do a whole section for Jairus here. A lot of good questions in there. A lot of good questions. But yeah, I think I should start off by just saying a little bit about myself. I started streaming at the end of April, and yeah, that's was the beginning of my Shattered Pixel Dungeon stream. So look how far we've come with that. I'm super proud of the progress we've made in the Shattered Pixel Dungeon community in general. And then I've been streaming off and on for the past couple of years, maybe since like 2018. On my channel, if you go back, there's like full playthroughs of like Dark Souls 1 through 3 and a bunch of Resident Evil games, and they all have like 5 views. But back then it was more of a hobby. Now I kind of do it as a full-time job, and it's been really fun. You know, it doesn't feel like work yet, so I call it work, but you know, it's fun. And when I'm not working on stream, I like to work on other things like assets for the stream and stuff like that. And then I'm also working on this a program called SPD Companion. It's a companion app. It's the one that I use for this screen or anything else like that. And then I'm working on adding a bestiary to that, so that will like give you all the information you need about enemies in each biome, like what they drop, how much damage they can deal, stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, link in the description to my Discord. There's a text channel there dedicated to the Shattered Pixel Dungeon. I was thinking about making Jer wait for the end. So SPD Companion is a companion? Yes, yes. I hope one day that we can make an Android version and all that stuff, but I have no idea how that works. I know, if I was thinking about it, I would have like spliced yours in every here and there. Yeah, we're gonna end with a book. So we can see we've already got the questions on screen. The first one we're gonna be going over is questions from our channel member Eamon, who I don't think is here yet, but let's skip Eamon too, just in case he shows up, so he can be here. So I like Nutella XD asks, so what is the first roguelike you played and what made you like it? So I did read this question early. I didn't like read them too hard or like think about them too hard. I wanted to, you know, kind of come up with the answers on the spot. Congrats on your 6.7. Say hi, Brazil, please. Oh, what up, Brazil? We love Brazil. I love Netflix on the PS2. But yeah, the first roguelike I played and what made me like it. Honestly, I think that the first roguelike I ever played was probably Binding of Isaac. And I played it for maybe like 40 hours, and I never looked up no wiki or anything. I didn't like learn anything about the game. And I played it for like 40 or so hours on the Switch. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fun game. I didn't really think of anything of it. I think that, yeah, it's very moisturizing. I think that the first roguelike I really got into was Dead Cells. I got that game in early access, and I played the crap out of that game. Between the Switch and Steam, I probably have is my camera too bright? No, that's just how white I am, dude. I have a really big white screen just blasting me in the face right now, so that's what. Yep, I love Dead Cells. I played it from the beginning of early access. I'm also playing Motion Twins' new game. This is the team behind the original Dead Cells. Windblown is very fun. But the number one roguelike for me is Risk of Rain 2. I played that game for 3,000 hours. I love that game, man. Like, that's the whole reason I downloaded Discord in the first place, and why I kind of like was sent down the path of like trying to stream and stuff like that. I really wanted to make something with that game. Unfortunately, it never worked out for me in Risk of Rain 2. I just played it for free a bunch, and I never streamed. I streamed it a lot, but never that quite close. Next is Mr. Machinka. Was my guess close? All right, I'm gonna take this off my screen real quick. I can't tell you if your guess was close. I haven't generated the number, but 300. His guess was 345. So, and then next we have a question from Rivlin, our speedrunner number one. Have I played Fire Emblem? I played Fire Emblem on the Wii a long time ago. But our next question is coming from Rivlin, the speedrunner number one. He says, "How much for botting, LOL?" And I've been like trying to think of like a good response to this, but all I can come up with is it your mom joke. So pretend I said like a night with your mom. It's less than a night with your mom, and so it was free or something. Your mom. All the Fire Emblem games is crazy. Work. Would you like to do Necromancer Seed and not throw? You know, honestly, I would enjoy doing a Necromancer Seed and not throwing. But unfortunately for everyone, all I can do is throw. So I'm not sure. I would definitely give it a shot. I think that there's a lot of potential in this game for doing like custom runs. Oh no, Knife, welcome to the chat. Had a Grim Trap, just at an epic build. So Grim Traps are never hidden. Did you walk into the visible trap? Yeah, the best ones are from the Game Boy Advance. There's a lot of really good RPGs on the Game Boy Advance. Personally, my favorite Game Boy Advance RPG is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, but that's neither here nor there. Click straight on it. Oh no, I'm rubbing off on you. The visible trap. Let me drop my little tootsie down on that. So yeah, Necromancer Seed, yes, that is definitely top priority on my list when it comes to FF6 forever. You know, I'm an FF13 girly. I love Final Fantasy 13. But yeah, I want to do a lot of custom runs, like even if it involves like modding the game so that I start with like a Wand of Corruption and a Corpse Dust or something. If I do something like where I give myself the items, then I would put some kind of restriction, like maybe only my wraiths can attack for me, something like that. Next question comes from Billy Delaware over there in Twitch chat land. Billy asks, how did you find out about SPD? So I've told this story on stream a couple times. I used to play the original Shattered Pixel Dungeon back like, the original Pixel Dungeon back like in 2015 or so. But one day I just saw Shattered Pixel Dungeon on Reddit and I was like, Pixel Dungeon, I forgot about this game. And then I did a little bit of research and I found out that Shattered Pixel Dungeon is kind of like the main version now. So, I mean, I've always seen Shattered Pixel Dungeon next to it, but I'm like, I want to play the OG. But, yeah, I was like, I'll just give that a shot. Barely showing because of walls. Oh, yeah, the Grim Trap, rest in peace. But yeah, I found out about it on Reddit. I played it for maybe an hour or so off stream, and then I just, for some reason, I was unemployed at the time, and I was like thinking about streaming again, and then that really kind of solidified it in my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just go live with this game and see what happens, and here we are. I would ask even more questions than what I did. Yeah, it's like random question generator. Chat GPT, give me 1,000 questions to ask somebody. Fordred, how long have I been streaming? I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I started streaming maybe 2018 or so. Off and on, never super regularly, but I started streaming Shattered Pixel Dungeon, streaming full time at the beginning of May this year. So it's been almost 4 months. What do you do for work? You seem to have a good amount of free time. Yeah, currently I'm not unemployed. I do work 3 days a week at my job. I make donuts at an orchard. It's like a popular local place. Let people like drive an hour to go to and stuff like that. So it's a really easy job. I only work like 2-3 hours a day tops. It's no biggie. And then that's just a little supplemental income while I'm trying to get streaming going. And because right now I'm like, streaming's not going to pay the bills for the foreseeable future, you know. And let's see your question. Streaming's not going to be paying the bills right now, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra money come in. 9 hours a week. Yeah. In the fall time, it will get busier. Because right now I go in for like an hour and a half a day. I just make a couple batches of donuts and I leave. But since it's an orchard and like a pumpkin patch, then I will be way busier in the fall because people like, oh, they want to go pick pumpkins and stuff. Yeah, no, it's not a chain or anything. But yeah, right now I only work 3 days a week. I could work more if I wanted to, but I don't want to, so I don't. Which is good, you know, you save a lot of money for a long time, and then you can kind of do what you want with your life for a little bit. Average day of work takes 9 to 5 hours, 8 hours. Yeah, that's how I used to be. I used to work like 10 to 12 hours a day. I've been a food service worker for the past like 10 years. I've been a food manager. I've worked every level of a restaurant. I worked at a McDonald's drive-thru. I've run restaurants. I've been a chef and all that kind of stuff. So, excuse me, I'm already getting hoarse. My throat was sore yesterday. All right. So, Watama97 asks, would you ever consider taking Rat King armor? If so, what class and under what condition? So I have done the. I have gotten ratted. Oh, hold on. Let me answer a question before I get on to this next one. Can you ask me a unique question? Yeah, go for it. Which game do I intend to stream in the future? I hope to stream more roguelikes. I might do Silksong. I don't know. The thing about like streaming a game like Silksong is then I feel like I won't be able to play it off stream, and I will only ever stream it outside of the Shattered Pixel Dungeon streams. So like if I do stream Silksong, it will be like one of my second streams of the day. And as far as streaming other games like full time, I've been considering games like Caves of Cud, which is similar to Shattered Pixel Dungeon. So what degree are my glasses? That I don't actually know. All I know is that my glasses, you're definitely not gonna be able to see this, but I have 2 different prescriptions for my glasses. One lens is thin and one is really thick, and I have an astigmatism, so it's pretty bad. So let's go ahead and answer the rat armor question. If I were to honestly, most classes I would consider taking the rat armor on, but some of the ones that I would consider more than others is probably Huntress. I'm not a huge fan of Huntress's armor abilities, and honestly, I don't utilize the armor abilities as much as I should. Yeah, catch the hype of Silksong would be nice, but I don't really use the armor abilities as much as I should, but the reason I don't really utilize the armor abilities is because I can never get to the Demon Halls on a high challenge run. So usually if I'm in the Demon Halls, it's around 0, 1, 2, 3 challenge. So it doesn't matter as much that you don't utilize that. So definitely Huntress. And really, it doesn't matter which character I'm playing as. My decision to get the rat armor usually comes down to, can I afford to do it? Can I afford to run all the way back up? And usually, like, you know, if I have a Horn of Plenty or something and plenty of food and healing potions, quick slot the armor, you won't forget. True. This game has a real quick slot problem. I need like 10 more quick slots in this game. Just one more. What's the talent do you choose the most when using Metamorphosis? Always I'm going for those on eat talents or the warrior strength talent. Sometimes using a scroll of Metamorphosis is a good alternative to using a mastery potion, if you're just going for that talent in particular. All right, I'm sorry, but I cannot pronounce this name. Nara Simhabat 1122. Is shared upgrades on Sniper still OP, or how do I complete a run with Huntress? Should I go full tanky Warden or glass cannon Sniper? Now this is a good question. I don't know, because I never really used throwing weapons that well before the update, but now I feel like a lot of the higher level players think that shared upgrades is a little bit nerfed, but I feel like it better serves the majority of people. I don't know, to be honest. I always pretty much go Sniper. I don't really like Warden's talents, but the lack of good talents on Warden is really made up for by the fact that the seed effects are so powerful. If you can get some good seed synergies going on, it works really well for Warden. So if I would say tanky Warden probably outclasses Sniper in like a low challenge casual run, because dumping your armor is such a good strategy. So I would say tanky Warden, but if you do want to go glass cannon and instead of upgrading your armor, upgrading like a tomahawk, then that's also a great option. I really like upgrading. Oh, and my lower thirds are acting up. I'm sorry about that. I'm a professional. All right, and then we have a question from longtime Risk of Rain partner Zucketh over there, and from my old Discord server. He says, when was it that you first decided to go fast? Honestly, my name, Dalton Goes Fast, comes from the fact that I used to speedrun Resident Evil games, and that was kind of the thing, but it also works. It also became my Discord name when I played Risk of Rain 2, because in Risk of Rain 2, there's two play styles. There's the go fast people and then the people who don't go fast. And I was always a go fast type person. So I would literally put it in my name so that people would know. My strat for Huntress died with the thrown weapons update. RIP, RIP. Hello, Brazilian shitter. Welcome. Yeah, so my name's kind of like a double meaning. The crossbow build is quite broken. I had a great run with it the other day. Yeah, I've never fully utilized a crossbow run. One more for real. Have you ever gotten darts with infinite durability? No. That's it. Luke Lawrence asks, why are sewer crabs so crabby? Now, you know, wouldn't you like to know? Okay? Some questions are never meant to be answered. But for real, I don't know. They're just there to check your armor. It's like, did you upgrade an armor? Did you get leather armor yet? Oh, you didn't? Boom, you're dead. You're dead. All right, Jan Z3W says, what hero armor ability do you recommend for Battle Mage? For Battle Mage, honestly, you can't go wrong with any of them, but having the warping ability would be really good to put yourself in a more advantageous position for melee combat. Being able to move around freely, like teleportation wise, is a really helpful ability for melee in general. You know, things like dash or heroic leap or the smoke bomb. Oh, you're talking about an infinite durability tipped dart. Oh yeah, no, I didn't even know you could do that. Like if you put like 1 seed on it. I've never won a game, but my luck also sucks. I'm a Terraria melee player. Big sick go bonk. That is a viable strategy. Find you a weapon and dump all your scrolls on it. You'll win. But yeah, my best tip for winning the game is upgrade your armor as fast as you can, as early as you can. If you get like +6, 7 armor before the mines, you're coolin'. Scale armor is okay. Plate armor would be better, but scale armor is okay. And then use the blacksmith upgrades on maybe your weapon if you need to, or some rings. That would be nice. But we'll probably get a win today. I might do a 0 challenge run to kick things off, so that we'll guaranteed get a win. Because I know people don't like to see me play the sewers for 2 hours straight. Jab the Dab, another one from my old Discord server of the Risk of Rain player. So the tip is become Juggernaut from Marvel. Yes, precisely. Armor dump is always the GOAT strategy. Risk of Pain or Risk of Hate? Risk of Pain. I can never hate Risk of Rain 2. I love Risk of Rain. Not a huge fan of Risk of Rain 1 or Returns. I was really hyped for Risk of Rain Returns, but then I was like, at the end of the day, it's still the game that I didn't like that much and to begin with. So there was that. One more. For you, what's the best passive? Like Warden's ability to see through grass? Best passive ability? Now that's a good question. I don't know. I really like. I wouldn't call it a passive, but the monk's weapon abilities I really enjoy, and I really like having the strength potion auto ID'd from the start for the duelist. So if that counts as a passive, that's it. Yep, the imp is gonna break your heart. Yeah, the best way to get infinite durability throwing weapons is to have a ring of sharpshooting. Infinite at +2 is crazy. All right. Which scrolls are better? Luminari / Radiant Souls. Which scroll's better, Transmutation or Challenge? So this is very situational. If you're trying to get a Blood Chalice to 10, Challenge. Pretty much in every other case, Transmutation. Like if I'm assuming Scroll of Challenge, I'm just gonna assume that they mean Rage. Either scroll I would rather have is the Transmutation. Even a raw transmute on like a naturally upgraded ring. Say the imp does give you a +3 ring of tenacity. I'll pop a transmutation scroll on that so fast. Rage is pretty helpful in the right circumstances. It can save your life more than a scroll of transmutation can. But you know, sometimes a recycle comes in so clutch. So recycle's pretty good. So yeah, I would say the answer to this one is transmutation. All right, and without further ado, now it's time for the real meat of the Q&A, the Jer is here question. So we're gonna rapid fire through some of these, and some of these will require some more some more thought. So, how does challenge help the chalice? Challenge is the one that puts the red thing around you, like it reduces incoming damage. That's how you reduce the amount of damage that you take if your armor is not as upgraded. Right? Challenge, yeah. So this rage upgrades in the challenge. Is the Q&A going to be live? Yes, the Q&A is going to be live. Jer is here. Jer is here is our channel's official ambassador. If you ever join us for one of the streams, he's going to be here. How does challenge help for the chalice? Yeah, it just reduces the damage incoming by 50%. Yeah, it reduces all damage by 50%. So yeah, the chalice. So if you pop the scroll of challenge and then drink a shielding potion, you can take that +9 prick, no problem. Is the Q&A going to be live? Yes, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. And if you ever catch us live, you'll see Jerry's here in the chat most of the time. Yep. That's the best way to survive the prick. And then he's asked, why did I decide to name my cat Winston? So his name is Winston because he came with the name. when I was going to adopt cats, I had 3 cats picked out, and I met them. I wasn't gonna get 3 cats, but you know, I had my top 3 cats that I wanted to meet, and I met those cats, and they just kind of freaking sucked, dude. And they like let me look at the book, because the book is more updated than the online thing, and there was some new cats in there that weren't online. So I looked through them, and I saw his little mugshot in the file, and he just looked so cute. And I was like, "Can I meet Winston?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then they actually let me adopt him that day, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, no, the name Winston just kind of fits him. He's kind of regal. He's a fancy boy. Yeah, I would say the best advice for winning is honestly to watch other people play. I know I have a vested interest in telling you to watch me play, but the best way to learn things about the game is to watch other people play, because there's so many little things in this game that you can't see. You just don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? I'm going to record the exact amount of HP the chalice takes per upgrade, then I'll upload to Discord. It's different because it takes your damage calculation, your damage reduction into calculation. So it will be different amount of damage on the chalice depending on how upgraded your armor is and what armor you're wearing and other various factors. So the best way to test the raw damage of it is to just be completely naked and have no damage mitigation. That will be 100% of damage. What's the best dish I ever cooked with no help? I think I cook pretty often. My favorite thing to cook is breakfast food. I really like making eggs. I love scrambled eggs, fried eggs, omelets, any kind of egg. I think the best thing I ever cooked, I don't know. This pizza. I used to make homemade pizza all the time, and it's so good. You like cook it on the stove for a little bit, and then you put it in the oven to melt the cheese. Oh my god, it's so good. And the crust is like perfect, like crispy with a little like burnt cheese on the end, and it's so good. What is my first name? My first name is not Goes Fast. I'm pretty sure damage doubles from the challenge with every prick. Starts off 5 damage. Yeah, it I don't think it quite doubles, but the first few I think do double, and then it goes down a little bit from there. When do I think I'll get my first 9 challenge win? I think at the end of this challenge ascension, you know, going through each individual level of challenge, I think that's going to be some good practice. Now you're talking about eggs, dude. I'll never stop talking about eggs. What's my favorite way of cooking eggs? I would say fried eggs. Over easy fried eggs. Homemade pizza is 100% better anytime. Hey, Marcos, welcome to the chat. Yeah, yes, for sure. And it's really good. It's super good. You gotta shred your own cheese. That's the secret. Don't get shredded cheese in a bag because it's coated with crap on there that just makes it suck. You gotta shred your own cheese. And making the dough is a little bit annoying because you gotta let it rest. You really gotta plan ahead for it. But yeah. Oh, okay, that's a good idea, Glade. And then yeah, so the first 9 challenge win, I think it will come at the end of this ascension that I'm doing, because, you know, I'm doing 1 challenge, and then when I win, I add the 2nd challenge, and then I keep going down. We're going to be doing some 5 challenge. So I think that at the end of this, hopefully I will have learned enough and trained hard enough to get my first 9 challenge win. From 1 to 10, how difficult do you think it is for SBD is for new players with absolutely no game knowledge nor playthrough watching? So it really depends on what kind of player you are. If you're like someone who enjoys roguelikes and dungeon crawling games, I think that this game could be pretty straightforward. As long as the player reads, then the game is not that bad. Because the game tells you early on about the magnifying glass icon and to inspect things. And if you actually inspect things, then the game is pretty forthcoming with information. So a lot of times, you know, reading comprehension is the hardest challenge in this game. What's the biggest dodge a bullet situation I had? That night I didn't go home from the bar with your mom. Whoa! I'm just kidding. Plus 10 is ascended form on a cleric. The shielding gets up to... That's a good option for the plus 10. Yeah. before doing the giveaway thingy, who do you think is going to be the winner? I have no idea. There's only a couple entries, but anybody could win. I generated a number before, but I decided I would rather generate it live on stream. And yeah, that's it. For you, who's the best SPD player? It's me. I'm the best SPD player. I'm pretty sure there's no other SPD players, so I think it might be me. Yeah. It's me. That's the real answer. That's the real answer for what we're given for that one. What's my top best roguelikes? So I mentioned this a little bit earlier before. I really like Dead Cells. One of my favorite games of all time is Mega Man X. And anytime I can compare a game, like a game's gameplay to Mega Man X, is a good time. So I think that Dead Cells kind of got the Mega Man X comparisons going in my mind because the fluidity of the combat and the trust in the controls I have. But Dead Cells, I really enjoy Hades. Risk of Rain 2 is definitely my #1 roguelike of all time. And I spent a lot of time with Enter the Gungeon. I like that one a lot as well. Rogue Legacy is... Rogue Legacy is okay. It's not my favorite, but yeah. Would you give a try to playing more games with subs, such as Minecraft, Terraria, etc.? How can I forget Slay the Spire, dude? Slay the Spire is also... I think Risk of Rain 2 and then Slay the Spire is like #2. Obviously, Shattered Pixel Dungeon is my #1 now. Running from Cake. He has 25 wins in a row and a 9 challenge win. Yep, I watched a bunch of Running from Cake videos. It doesn't seem like they upload anymore, but yeah, I'm hoping to steal his spot. Slice and Dice. Maybe. I think I have that game wishlisted. I'll go wishlisted on Steam. King of all trades. If you're the king of all trades, I'm the fucking master. But yeah, no, playing games with subs. Right now, I think the only idea that I have would be the Minecraft server. I don't really like Terraria. I did play Terraria a long time ago on the PlayStation Vita, but that's like the most heinous way to play Terraria. So did I really play Terraria? And then next he asks, am I the top 1 questioner? I would say you're close. I don't have the statistics at hand, but I would say you're pretty close. All right, what's your opinion about Italian brain rot? I have no opinion on it. The only Italian brain rot I really know of would be Davey504. He's AI, actual Italian. No, you did not play Terraria. Fair enough. I did reach endgame on the PS Vita, but that's a really old. The final update for the Vita version of Terraria is like a really old update. So, brain rot. Wonder who's ahead of me. The man upstairs. He's always #1, boy. Team Berber, Pup, Team, or Team Trollolero, Trollala. I probably butchered what that's supposed to sound like, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I have TikTok, but I don't use TikTok. I'm assuming that's where the world's worst things happen. Hey, thanks for subscribing or following on Twitch. Unfortunately, I can't freaking tell. Let's see. Oh, following over there on Twitch. Appreciate you following on Twitch. Okay. Welcome to the chat. Hello. We're doing the 1,000 YouTube subscriber Q&A right now, followed by some Shattered Pixel Dungeon streaming. We're a little late to the whole 1,000 subscribers. We kind of blew past that, but better late than never. All right, my top SPD OST. Hold on, let me see real quick. How do I like view? Oh, I don't really know how to change the music on the fly. I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm not going to change the music. But my favorite is, hello Aaron, welcome. You've been welcomed by our official ambassador of the chat. Jared's here. we are currently going through Jair's questions in our questions and answers. So my favorite is the boom, 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 boom. I don't know how to the Goo boss fight song. I really like Goo's boss battle theme. That one's just a banger. It's like boop, 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 boop. I don't know. I love that song. Team cold or heat, temperature wise? I'd rather be too hot than too cold, honestly. I hate being cold because I'm a skinny guy, so I really cold really gets me. So I'm glad it sounded like anything to you, so I don't freaking know. How much is my gaming setup worth? So I bought my computer during a time of computer scarcity. Like it was like 2022 or 2023 when computer parts were really expensive. I was gonna build a computer, but the pre-built computer with the graphics card I wanted wasn't much more than building just the graphics card. So I ended up going with a pre-built, which is fine for me. But I spent way too much on my computer because a year later, the same computer with the similar specs cost like $1,000 less. I might make a Pixel Dungeon variant in the future, packed with lore cheats. Feels satisfying when you learn them. Hey, that goes with the spirit of the game, you know. Always be thinking about your own versions and stuff. But yeah. So I run a 42-inch OLED 4K 120 hertz LG TV as my monitor, and then I have two Acer 1080p 165 hertz monitors. My computer has a 3080 Ti and a 10850K processor. I use a Focusrite Scarlett 18i8 audio interface, and I use the Shure MV7 microphone, and I use Corsair mouse and keyboard. And I think that's pretty much it. So all of that stuff together is pretty expensive, but these are all pieces of things that I built over the years. They didn't all come together at once. I also use a Samsung tablet for my Stream Deck. So I think that I don't know, a lot. At least 5,000 USD gaming setup. That's how much I spent on it, probably. How much it's worth? I don't know. Probably retain some of its value, but I couldn't get that 5K back if I sold everything. Last one. In a scale of 1 to 10, how much you do I enjoy high school? I didn't go to any school after high school, so I would say like a solid 5 in the high school. I think that, yeah, 5K USD. I think that I didn't particularly like high school, but I didn't hate my life. Like I always had friends. But when I was in high school, I did my first 2 years in my hometown, and I did my second 2 years in a town that I was less familiar with, where I didn't really know any. Hey Marcus, welcome to the chat. Do I want any lemons? I could go for some lemons. I enjoy lemons. If I yeah, I like lemons. I'll make lemonade. But yeah, I'm not beating the rich allegations over here. I forget what the context was, but somebody on Discord was like, this guy's rich, that's why he can afford to stream. And it's like, I'm millennial rich, okay? I'm not like Jeff Bezos rich over here. I'm really sorry. How do you think you would look like if you were bald? Like this. I think we have that question pretty answered. I am gonna shave my head pretty soon, so I will, but I want to let the beard grow back out a little bit first. I was low-key gonna shave my head today, but I was like, I should let the beard grow back out first a little bit. I can't do too much. The Zugzug, welcome. In high school, we always just got high. Yep, that's true. That's true. That's what we did. That's what you do. What's the SPD nerf you dislike the most and the buff you like the most? So honestly, I can't give you a good answer to this question. I don't think that I've been around for enough updates to really comment either way on changes to the game that I liked or disliked. I really liked the throwing weapons update, but it's gotten me to use throwing weapons more, so that's that. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know much about the update history of this game, and a lot of the buffs and nerfs don't really hit me too hard. There hasn't been any big sweeping changes to the game while I've been playing it. How much is your Wi-Fi network download and upload speed? Ooh, I was about to actually run a speed test, but while I'm on stream, it's probably not a good idea. I have fiber optic internet, so I have gigabit up and down. I think it's like 1,000 up, 1,000 down. It's just like straight the same both. So really good scenario. The university city I live in has really good internet everywhere. So my height and weight. Don't you know you never ask a woman her weight or a man his height? No, I'm 6 foot minus 1 inch, and I weigh about 150 pounds. What's the best emoji? It's definitely the devil horns, the purple devil, or the eyes. Those are my favorite emoji. I'll post it in chat. Oh, I can't find it. I can't find it. Throwing update killed all your good strats. There should be a mission in the demon halls. Yeah, that's 1,000 megabytes, MBS. Yeah, there we go. That's that emoji. I love that one. I think there is a demon halls quest coming. I think that people voted for something else before that, so I think that they're reworking some other quests. My idea for a 7th character. I really like the idea of having a character that is more indirect than any other character. Maybe a character that can equip multiple artifacts or quickly switch between them, or a character that relies on rings. Maybe a character that starts with a force ring or something like it. Or maybe some sort of summoner class, or a yeah, like a traps. Like that could be, you start off as a like something kind of weak, and then one of the Tengu mask options is like Trap Master, where you can like reclaim traps. Yep, that's what I was thinking. You could either go environment / traps, or like a summoner / like charm the enemies to fight for you type build. That would be pretty cool. Like some kind of environmentalist ability where you could like make a hole in the floor so you could always have a pit to yeet enemies into or something. I think that would be really cool. Shopkeeper rework. So I can't say too much about what I've heard about a shop reworker. Amen, welcome to the chat. We saved your question. Channel member Amen in the chat. We saved your question. I was waiting to see if you'd show up before I answered your question, so we haven't even gotten to yours. But unfortunately, you got to wait for the rest of Jared's questions to be asked. So, or we could just skip straight to yours. Let me know. So yeah, like I was saying, I can't say too much about what was said by Evan, I should say, about a shopkeeper rework. But there is a shopkeeper rework intended to happen. So I think that the number one thing is the always buy things. Like there are some things that you always buy from the shop, and then it's like the rest of your money and the gold economy is just kind of based around like what else you can afford. Because like you're never gonna skip a bag. Like you always buy the potion belt, you always buy the whatever else, you know, the scroll holder, the thing. Jared question is genuine, at least. Yeah. Slurfer constantly use AI for everything. Like Clank or Cuck or something, I don't know. Captures enemies and use them like Pokemon, that would be cool. Yeah, like your main first ability for a summoner class could be like capture rat or something like that, and it follows you between floors, and then you can trade it up for like a crab or something. What do you think about Huntress's character sprite not being equal to her splash art? Is that true? I guess I don't now that I think about it, character sprite not being equal to her splash art. Is it because she's hooded? Giving him horror content. We got horror content over here. So yeah, swarm of flies. Need gameplays? Don't worry, we will be getting to gameplays. I'm sorry, I'm just recording this video for YouTube and then we can get started on the game. Fast food or homemade food? So I love fast food, dude. I fucking love Taco Bell and shit. But my girlfriend is really good at cooking and she's vegetarian, so she cooks at home a lot. And it's been really nice to eat at home. She makes really good food. So I'm always been a home food kind of person. Growing up, my parents cooked a lot. We didn't really go out to eat. We didn't have a lot of money and they had a lot of kids, so we were always eating at home, and my mom kind of really went out of her way to cook us a lot of different things. We didn't eat a lot of like basic food. In splash art, she had straight fabric across the top covering her chest, but her hero sprite, some sort of blue cyan top. Maybe that's a mod to make. It's pretty easy to edit the sprites of this game. You can make the lore accurate version of Huntress that you've always dreamed of. What's the run that hurt you most to lose? Definitely that 7 challenge run when I was doing the 1 million points grind as Rogue, where I was this close to winning. I was one scroll away from beating Yogg, and I decided not to play it. I had a bunch of sheep everywhere. I had 2 stones of flock out, and I had a scroll of psionic blast, but I had no healing because it was pharma, and I also had 4 HP, so I did not know if the scroll of psionic blast was going to kill me. So I flipped a coin to see if I should do it, and the coin told me not to do it. So I didn't do it, and I tried to survive, and then I just died. So that was pretty painful. Lots of 9 challenge runs that are painful to lose, like the paralyzed trap with the 3 potions of cleansing in my pocket. I don't want to talk about that one anymore. Yes, of course we'll play it. If you put in the effort to make it, we will play it. We can even play it on stream. What do you think about having 850 simultaneous viewers, but only 10 to 20 of them in chat? I think that's pretty normal for YouTube. On Twitch, I would say it's a different story because Twitch has a way better like chat community. But all of my viewers on, well, I shouldn't say all, but literally 85% of my viewers in YouTube come from Play Next. So a lot of the viewers often are people who don't intentionally click on my video. It's people who are just like, it auto plays for them, or they're scrolling and they just see it. And so that's where most of my views come from. And when you get viewers from like autoplay or something like that, sorry, the freaking lower thirds keep running into each other. When you get views from autoplay, those are people who are less engaged with the content overall. And yeah, so I did peak at 800 viewers, and I believe I think that was before I was monetized. Or no, it was after 500 subscribers. So I was monetized, but once you're able to be monetized on YouTube, YouTube definitely pushes your content more because they can make more money off of you, which makes sense. But yeah. Yeah, pirating indie games is bad. But yeah, I don't know. Can you sell Shattered Pixel Dungeon? Can you make your own copy and sell it? I don't know. What's the worst emoji ever? I don't know. There's no emojis that like trigger like a rage inside of me. I don't know. Worst emoji ever. You know, I used to have a favorite emoji. It was the moon face with the nose. And on Android, it used to be just like a cute little like a little white or black face with like just a little nose, and I like that one a lot. But then they actually turned it into the moon, and now I hate it. So no, not the boomerang. No, I hate that one actually. My average sleep time, so I get from anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours of sleep. I be sleeping. Yeah, that one. They made it too detailed, dude. I hate that emoji now. It used to be my favorite. I used to use it all the time, but now it just looks creepy, dude. It looks like a children's book cover or something. My average sleep time, yeah, 5 to 10 hours. I try to go to bed pretty early, but I do end up staying up till like 1 or 2 in the morning all the time, especially after stream. I get done streaming at like 10 p.m. and then I just stay up and I play games. What hero do you think you're beating 9 challenge for the first time with? I hope that it is Duelist. If it's someone else, that's fine, but I really want it to be Duelist. Out of all the Duelist weapon abilities, which one is the best for you and why? My favorite... The problem is I only have a lot of experience with like the lower tier Duelist weapon abilities because I die so often, but I really like Harvest is really fun. Can't go wrong with Defensive Stance or the Dirk ability. The teleportation is super good. I love that. Goal for next year is 9 challenge, starting over without any skills. Yeah, the Purist run. I'll probably never do a Shattered Pixel Dungeon Purist run, honestly. Which one is the best subclass out of all 12? Monk is so good, dude. I freaking love Monk, dude. I think Monk might be my favorite. Battle Mage is really good. I really like the secondary effects. Warden is one of the good ones. And Assassin. If I could just the best, Monk. But my favorites, you know, Sniper. Sniper and Warden. Huntress is so good, dude. Best armor ability. I try to sleep early, watching live at 3 a.m. For me, it's only 6 p.m., so... best armor ability. So yeah, like I said earlier, I don't really utilize the armor abilities that much as I should. I never get to use armor abilities in high challenge. Purist champ, yeah right. Yeah, I don't really use the armor abilities too much, so I really like Heroic Leap because it's so funny. It just seems like such a weak ability. Like, it's basically, at the end of the day, it's just like a teleport with a blast wave wand, so I think that's pretty funny. I really like the challenge one on Duelist, and the smoke bomb, and then the all of the cleric ones are really good too. The final score on the grand exam you took yesterday? Well, I'm assuming this question's pretty old, but you know, Jair's always taking exams. So 0 to 500. Exam was August 10th. That was the day after my birthday. Yes, so I'm thinking you're pretty smart. I mean, if you play Shattered Pixel Dungeon, you gotta be pretty smart, actually. To play Shattered Pixel Dungeon, you actually have to have a pretty high IQ. So I would assume that you're probably probably sitting around a mid 400s. Mid 400, I don't know, 450, 430 to 480. I'm gonna guess that range. How old am I? I'm not in my 20s. So I'm not in my 20s because I'm a 400-year-old vampire. That's what it is. What's your opinion on funk? Is it good music or is it cringe? Like, what's spelled with a PH? I don't know what you mean. Like, I know what spelled with an F means, like funky ass music, like Funky Town. Not really the type of music I listen to. I like metal, emo, metal music or emo music. I like a lot of like classic or prog music, Coheed and Cambria, like Dance Gavin Dance, Joyce Manor. I really like British music like the Cribs. I like the Strokes, stuff like that. Yep, there's another smaller update for the SPD. I'm getting word that I should know what funk is. What do you think about a lot of people having their profile photo to be clippy? You know, I like Louis Rossman, and I appreciate the things that he stands for. You look like a 25 plus to me, though. Yeah, I'm definitely 25 plus. No, I know. I'm on the other end of my 20s. I'm not a teenager. Yeah, no. I'm actually 19. Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, I like Louis Rossman, and the right to repair is really important and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't think we should be out here laundering Clippy's image in 2025. Everybody hate Clippy until 20 years later, and they're like, oh, we love Clippy. If there's a funny, hilarious clip from the Q&A, would it be a turn to upload as a short? Probably not. I think that when I clip shorts, I do it on the fly by pressing a button, and I haven't done it. So blindfolded run when? I think that the blindfolded run actually has potential. I think that if we do some sort of like text to speech, or like chat controls the commands or something like that, I think that would be pretty funny. If I were to do a blindfolded run, I think what I would actually do is just cover up a certain part of the screen, and I would still be able to see my inventory, but not like what enemies are coming up, or I'd probably see my inventory, my health, and the chat logs, like, you know, like you defeated Marsupial Rat and stuff like that. But the actual like gameplay and layout, I wouldn't know. But you guys could tell me like up twice and then right, or like northwest twice, or something like that. For you, what's the hardest phase of any of the 5 boss fights? Definitely Tengu 2 is up there with one of the hardest phases. Tengu 2 and batter bosses, Dwarf King phase, the one right before the last phase, where you have to defeat the waves of enemies. That can be pretty hard with the warlocks coming in. The last phase is usually pretty easy, but of Dwarf King. But Tengu phase 2 and batter bosses, Dwarf King. Yeah. Get some from the incoming gameplay. Yeah, I have some shorts that I still haven't uploaded, so. Would you prefer 6 challenge but with FEMA, Pharmacopoeia, and Forbidden Runes offer? So we did do that one. We did do 3 challenge run where I did Pharma, FEMA, and Runes, and I died in the Metropolis. So I think that I would rather do the 3 challenge with them on than 6 challenge with them off. I think at the current point where I am now in my like skill level, I think that the 3 only challenges is going to be more where it's at for me. Hardest region in terms of difficulty and average inventory. I think that the hardest region is always going to be the what's it called, the sewers, because that is where 90% of your runs are going to end in my case. But I think that the actual hardest region is probably going to be the Metro, because the Metro is a real check of if you've been doing things right. You can kind of squeak by all the other regions until the Metro, but once you get to the Metro, even those ghouls will clap you. All right, and Eamon, welcome to the chat. We're getting to your questions right now. Woohoo! Good thing we waited. If circumstances align, what challenges would you like to remove from the current 9, and what challenge would you like to replace it with? I freaking hate Into Darkness. I understand the concept behind Into Darkness, but I think that it slows the game down a little bit too much. And I am certain that another challenge would probably also slow the game down, but in a different, less noticeable way. I think that Into Darkness, like I said, just slows the game down a little bit too much, makes you play in a much like more step-by-step way. Where is it? Sorry, I was looking for something. And so I would remove Into Darkness. Yeah, I definitely understand why it's in the game, though. It makes sense to have like the fog of war and like not actually be able to see something. And I do appreciate the added layer of resource management of having to use torches, so that's good. But I don't like it. That's it. It's just annoying. Yep, that's true. I need the $1 for the time being. Hey, don't sweat it. I appreciate you giving us a chance over here, and sorry to hear that, but yeah, no, never feel obligated to donate or anything, you guys. So, and then what challenge would I replace it with? That's a good question. I always thought of like the splitting enemies challenge would be kind of funny. Like the first split of an enemy, every enemy splits like a fly, maybe once, twice, or 3 times depending on the item or the enemy, and only the first one gives you experience, and the first one always drops something. like well, like if it is gonna drop something, only the first one drops something. So you could kill, like, say you kill a null and it splits into a null with half health. Um, it would drop money, and then you could pick up the money and just run. I don't know. Maybe that would be kind of fun. Yeah, that's only been my. I haven't really given too much thought of what kind of like challenges I would implement into the game, but splitting enemies, I would honestly, more than challenges, I would like more run modifiers. Like a lot of games have like custom run modifiers, like you can amplify the amount of gold you get or the amount of experience you get or your starting health or something like that. That kind of stuff in Shattered Pixel Dungeon would be fun. Some sort of like artifact system, like Risk of Rain. You know, like say you turn on an artifact of command and it lets you pick your items. So let's say you find a scroll on the ground, you can pick what scroll it's going to be. So if you wanted to do like only upgrade scrolls, you can do that. Or you find a weapon on the ground, it's a tier 1 weapon, you get to pick any tier 1 weapon. Or artifact, same thing, pick any artifact when you find an artifact. Some sort of like command would be fun. Shattered Pixel, if you were a Shattered Pixel Dungeon item, what would you be? That's a good question. I think that my favorite, what's my favorite item? I'd be the salt cube, because I'm salty and I'm cube shaped. I don't know. I don't want split Scorpio. Well, too bad. You're on 10 challenge. The salt cube. I think also I would be the salt cube or the horn of plenty. I think those are the best 2 options, I think, for me. I love food. So I'm getting word that funk is like dubstep. So no thank you. Yep, being so unk reduces my regeneration, that's for sure. Bald on forehead or bald on back of head? I think I would look a lot better with a bald on the back of my head than like the receding hairline type bald. So I would definitely go back of head, but I'm never freaking going bald, dude. Never. And how do I plan to win my first 9 challenge? I mentioned this a bit earlier. I think that doing the challenge ascension that we're working through right now, where I win 1 challenge and I add 1 and I win and I add, I think that is going to be the way to go. And I think once we get to the end of that, we'll have enough power behind us to get the what's it called, the 9 challenge win. Sorry, but yeah. All right, but yeah, that's the end of the Q&A. And then I appreciate you guys sticking with me through the Q&A, the boring part of the stream. And everyone say hi, YouTube. Thank you guys for the 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, we've blown way past that. We have, at the time of recording this, over 6,700 subscribers. So I'll try to plan something different for the 10,000 subscriber when it comes up. But yeah, I will see you later, YouTube. And appreciate you guys for subscribing. And you know, if this is your first time seeing the channel, go ahead and get subscribed. We play Shattered Pixel Dungeon 5 days a week over here on this channel, and hopefully we'll get started uploading more content, like video content soon. So bye bye, YouTube, and on with the stream.